Happy Friday, baby. Ready to rock and roll. Have some fun. Talk a little politics. Talk a little are we seeing a little bit of evolution happening right in front of our eyes? And the creepiest toy. Oh, man, do we have a creepy toy story? Not like the cool movie, but like a creepy toy story. Creepy. Very creepy. The Afton stuff is funny because watching, I was telling Belle yesterday, she was, cover of, go to Daily Mail and she's on the cover, Drudge, and they're all going after her and all this kind of stuff. And I just like her profile raised. Her profile raised, and then she came out and did like a, let me tell you, that what you saw was sarcastic. I think everybody who's a normal person goes, yeah, that was sarcasm. You realize that, right? I know a lot of you who can't stand her. And again, take the politics out of it. She's wonderful. You don't have to, Belle and I were talking. You do not have to, the politics is one thing, but the person's a different thing. And but there's no doubt that the profile's been raised. In a major way, the profile's been raised for her.
Dude, she's got, there's an article in the Associated Press that, it's like 4 segments.
Yeah.
And it's talking about, the money that is starting to flow into this race, into both races.
The money that's starting to flow into this race is because they smell blood in the water. Matt Van Epps, was here yesterday. We got a lot of feedback. He's a very nice guy. He is very, if you go and say, can I get a guy that is going to run on the conservative side of the aisle to say all the conservative things? I mean, it's him. It's right there, right? Like central casting, delivers, all of the stuff. It's the exact same. And here's the other thing. In races, first of all, as you've pointed out, Ken, it's a weird one to have this time of year.
Yeah.
On top of that, the enthusiasm gap between Republicans and Democrats is huge right now. We saw that with those 3 races earlier in, this month.
Oh, yeah.
So that gap is massive. And she is out there doing all kinds of stuff. Like even, it's Chris said, he didn't capitalize on opportunities. He didn't.
What's interesting too, Brother Chad, is in this this Associated Press article, there's a community PAC which has spent more than $16 million supporting Democratic candidates across the country since last year. They're the ones that are encouraging Republicans to vote for this John Thorpe, who claims to be a conservative independent.
Yeah, that's the guy. I know everybody's had him in. We haven't had him in. He is, because if they vote for him and not Epps,
it takes votes.
Takes votes for her. But I think this is going to be. Do I still think Matt's going to probably win? Yeah, but it's much closer.
Yeah. Listen to what this. So this is Chip Saltzman. This is a quote from Chip Saltzman, a Tennessee political strategist not involved in the race. He said the slew of spending doesn't change his expectation that Van Epps will win, but could fall short of previous margins. And he suggests that Republicans, quote, take an extra couple of swigs of Pepto-Bismol on election night. Because there could be some heartburn.
I think that most experts are looking, because it's the margin. Everybody talks about, well, they won in New Jersey and they won in Virginia. It's how much they won by. They thought it was going to be a lot closer. They thought, and it wasn't. It ended up being a bigger blowout. And everybody here is looking, going, they're not expecting Afton to win, but if he wins by 5 instead of 25, that's a message. It is a message. Affordability and urgency are the 2 things that Republicans need to start focusing on. And I think it is going to be close. I like a close race. Let's have some fun. Let's see what this thing's all about.
A little too close for comfort is what this fella says.
But we were talking about this the other day with him. I see Afton everywhere. Right, I go onto my TikTok, I go onto my Reels, I go onto YouTube. Today she was on with what's his name? one of the big YouTubers. She's got like 5 million, 7 million followers, and they're on there doing an interview just like an hour ago. I see her in all these places. I see him nowhere. Before yesterday, the place I've seen him is standing next to Marsha Blackburn. I didn't see any signs for him. I don't see him out in the areas that you think he would be at, and I don't see any social media. And every time I see her, she's going door to door. So today they were on, was it CNN, Harry Ent talking about it, saying this race is a lot closer than people realize.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is.
And once the money, you can always tell the intensity when the money starts flowing.
Especially when it flows late because people think that you're wounded or that there's an opportunity.
Yeah.
And they're feeling it. For those of you guys who don't know who that's Ken the Push-Up Weaver.
Oh, yes, sir.
So you...
Bra?
Have you seen Ken do his push-ups?
Oh, I thought you were talking about push-up bra.
No, not push-up bra. No. That would be the bro, by the way.
Yeah, that's
the man's ear.
The man's... the bro.
I was watching today. I'm like, what's Ken doing? I said, well, is he going to do a Bible verse? He goes, so my friend who's a kung fu ninja and wherever he is, Texas or whatever.
Yeah, I got this buddy in East Texas, and he's one of my lifelong friends. And he's considered a Sifu Brandon Jones, which is he is a master of kung fu. And he runs Tyler. It's in East Texas, Tyler, Texas, called Tyler Kung Fu and Fitness. And he and I were talking. You know, I was had a really long visit. Hadn't talked to him in a long time. Had a really long visit with him not long ago. And I was telling him, dude, I started doing some push-ups and stuff like that, but it was hurting my back. And he said, well, you just got to fight through the pain. He said, I tell you what. He said, you do 10 push-ups a day, and then you text me. And then I will drop whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm doing, and I'll do 10 push-ups. And so I'm thinking, maybe I can catch him in the middle of a store or something like that sometime. So I said, so I haven't. I did it one day, and then I've sloughed off. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that again today. And so I texted him and said, all right, brother, I just did him.
That is so. I saw that and I thought, oh, cool. And now, you sent it to him. Did he send you one?
He didn't send me a video, but he said, I just did him, brother.
Not the way that works. We did not see that, Sifu. You're not even you're seafood. That's what we're talking about right there. Does he have one of those long white beards?
No.
Oh.
He's got a good looking face. He doesn't need a beard.
Like Pai Mei from Kill Bill.
No.
I want one of those Pai Mei where you got the long beard and you throw it over your shoulder when you're getting ready to brawl.
Dude, Brandon, he's like a freaking walking weapon, man. This dude.
That's a movie name.
Is. Well, I mean, do you remember the mass shooting that was thwarted at the Taiwanese church? Well, his best friend and one of my best friends from back when we were kids, John Chang, Dr. John Chang, is the one who took on the gunman and died as a result of it. Grabbed the gunman's gun, and that allowed other parishioners to jump the gunman. Unfortunately, my friend John was shot in the chest, and he died right there.
But he took him on.
I
remember that.
Yeah, and John was a kung fu master, too. This dude, whenever we were in junior high, standing flat-footed, could jump, turn a flip, and land flat-footed. That's how good these dudes are, man.
And what kind of martial arts did you learn?
I learned how to eat hot chicken.
There you go. That's good martial arts. You might need that. In fact, you will probably need that more in your life than you ever would martial arts.
Yeah, man. I moved away from. I lived in Marshall, Texas at the time. Whenever we were all running around, and then my dad got another job in the oil field, and we went back to Oklahoma, and so they were really getting into it right then, and so I moved away, and I didn't take part in it. I'm not a kung fu master.
Oh, but you look it. That's all that matters. Yeah. And you did your push-ups.
I got the beard, and I can do 10 push-ups.
That's good. Now, are you going to do them every day?
I'm going to try.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
not going to commit to it, though.
That's smart. That's smart. Don't commit. Just like, look, I will maybe. Just, you know what you should do just one day? Just change your shirt like 10 times and just do them all right then and just save them and send them.
Here we go. Here's the politician answer. I intend to.
There we go. That's good. You were listening to little Matt Van Epps for us. Oh.
But, yeah, this 7th congressional race, Brother Chad, it's
heating up.
It's getting interesting. You know, Chris, I think you and both Chris have been dead on about just visibility.
Yeah.
It's all about visibility now, man, and social media. And if you think about it, you know, we've been talking about how these millennials, but probably more so Gen Zers, are not happy with what's going on right now. And who's on social media?
Gen
Zers.
When I was, and again, we're going to look at some of the numbers. The independents, by the way, have just turned on Trump and the Republicans, like in a major way. And it's not even close how ugly it has gotten. And, you know, I know people, don't listen to polls. It's not just polls like, it's Rasmussen came out the other day, which is like the most friendly Trump poll of all, and said, yeah, at the rate they're going, they're going to get their asses handed to them.
It's not talking about in the midterms?
Yep. And the young group of people that is on social media who are energized, and when we talk about unemployment numbers, which again, unemployment went up a little bit yesterday, also go look at the age group of the unemployment and who's unemployed. That's a big deal because, you know, you're 60 and you're employed. That's great. You've had a job for a while, but you're 24 and you're unemployed and you're sitting around, or you're underemployed. That's a big deal. Because they're the ones who are going to be very activated to get out and do something. And like you said, the money is flowing in. And it's visibility. And she's got a bigger name in the area, in a lot of these places, for better or worse. You know, whether you can't stand her or you. When I say Afton, I will get, she's the worst, or she's, you know, I like Afton on the text line. Mostly she's the worst. Yesterday, when we were interviewing Matt Van Epps, I must have had several people texting and go, who's that again? So even the right, who doesn't like Afton, know who she is. And name recognition absolutely matters. It does. So a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Some wacky stuff as well. We got some Finally Friday coming up. The creepiest toy story.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's creepy. Like, I don't know who thought this was going to go over well, but it's creepy AF. And evolution happening. Are we watching something happen that, like, right in front of our eyes, that's a trip? Talk about that as well. A bunch of other good stuff. We got some polls for you. Who knows what else we'll talk about? Reach out to us. And Mondani, what time's he getting there?
That is going to be 2 o'clock, Middle Tennessee time.
Yeah, I know that Trump said it's going to be quite civil. And it would be. I know Trump. He's going to laugh. He's going to say all kinds of stuff. They'll have
Sure.
They'll talk about affordability. They'll have different things. He's going to go, look, we didn't see eye to eye, but you know what? I think he's a good guy. I think we could train him. We could get him to do some stuff. He might be the new Fetterman. You know, he'll say stuff. It's
2 days later, he'll be a radical leftist.
He's a commie. He may be worse than Chair. We're going to call him Chairman Mondani. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, Trump, man, he's very charming.
Yeah.
When you know, and it's like you were saying yesterday, Trump can talk to anybody, and he will talk to anybody.
That's the big thing.
That's the thing about President Trump. He'll talk to anybody. He's not afraid of anything.
No. He will go and talk to like you said, anybody. And he's having a mayor in that he helped make, by the way. Trump elevated him tremendously. And Trump likes him, too. That's the other reason he wants there. Because Trump likes the fact that he pushes back on
Trump
him.
likes a fight.
He loves a fight. You know, he does. He loves a fight. He likes I guarantee you right now, when he's not, you know, in front of the cameras, he's going, man, that Marjorie Taylor Greene pissed me off, but you know what? Got to give it to her, right? Got to give it to her.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the other kiss asses are running around. Oh, sir, anything for you, sir? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Coming up, a little Finally Friday sounds. It's been a hell of a week, no doubt about that. It is. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. So I can wear pink if I hunt? Is that what he said? Well, good for me. Do you want to know how silly we are and politics is nowadays? There's a J. Crew. I don't know if you guys have seen this J. Crew sweater. It is a pink sweater that it's like $135, and it's become a right versus left thing where they're fighting over this sweater. It's a pink sweater. They're like, real men, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, are we really doing this? Are you guys really taking time out of your day to argue over sweater? Well, it looks liberal to me. I'm like, first of all, it's J. Crew, right? So yeah, I'm not spending $168 on a sweater. I'm sorry. That is exactly $138 more than I will spend on a sweater. Unless it's an ugly Christmas sweater. Although, you guys, I did get something last week that I'm very proud of. Wait till you guys see my Christmas tracksuit. I look like if I was going to the North Pole, I was a Russian who was going to the North Pole. It is spectacular, complete with lights and everything. But the fact that they're fighting over a pink sweater, oh, good God. You wonder how we get here? We get here because this is it. We find things to fight about, and people turn it into, 150,000 comments over, I would never wear that. Real men can't wear pink. Okay. Does this have anything to do with anything? Speaking of anything, it's not been a good 10 days, I think, for Trump. That's probably the best thing to say. It's been a struggle bus. And the Epstein stuff is just a half of it. It is. The numbers, economy-wise, they don't look good. And what do I tell you? First, we're going to play, this is Brett Baer. So this is one of the better polling companies over there, but they're also, this is Fox. So this is not, MSNBC. 60 struggle, very much a struggle. And that's Fox's poll. Don't shoot the messenger, it's Fox's poll. Let's go over to CNN, and they've got all of the polls up with our good buddy, was Harry Enton.
Talking about an average well underwater with the deep blue sea, swimming with the fishes.
That's going to be next year if they can't figure something out. And a few of you just texted me a little while ago about the whole Afton thing, saying, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost this, and we're going to lose next year bad. The thing that matters, so I tell everybody this, right and left in polls don't matter as much as you think. It's the independents. If you win the independents, that's going to be the group that takes you over the line. One toke over the line is what they do.
I think this is bad. What is driving these horrific numbers for Donald Trump? Well, why don't we take a look at independents? Trump's net approval rating with independents. Back in January, he was close to even. He was at -4 points. Not great, but not terrible. Look at this number. 43 points underwater with independents in the most recent average of these polls. When you have 43 points underwater with independents, you know you're doing terribly. You can't win with this. If this holds for next year's midterm election, wave adios amigos, goodbye, see you later to that House Republican majority and that Senate Republican majority very much in danger as well. When you take a look at the Pew Research validated voter survey going back to last year, he was basically even among independents with Kamala Harris. Now he is 43 points underwater. Whatever he is doing with independents, it ain't working. They despise him at this point.
That is just a colossal drop.
Oh, my God. It's a 40-point move.
Okay.
That is massive. Do you realize that kind of move and that independence right there, if they're to vote today, and luckily, there's the beauty of what Trump has. He has time. It's good. Not a ton of time. They have time to turn this thing around. And most importantly, his opponent, even though he's not on the ballot, he's absolutely on the ballot. More so than any president I have ever seen, he's on every one of these ballots. Because Trump wants to, they live by him and they'll die by him. And they'll pay the price for it or they'll get the success off of it. But those independent numbers are ugly. So you have time, though, still to turn around. And you're also up against the Democrats, which really helps because their numbers are just as bad in a lot of these areas. They're just as bad. But the enthusiasm gap is huge. And that enthusiasm gap is what brings people to the polls. People will, if you're a Republican and you're disgruntled, you're probably not going to vote for a Democrat. But I've heard from several of you the last couple of days, I won't vote for Republican again, not right now. If you're an independent, you'll vote for a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, you vote for a Democrat. So it's about getting people out to the polls. And the enthusiasm plays a huge role in it. I mean, look at Mondani. They had the most votes in 40 years. It's insane. Because the enthusiasm was there, because Trump played a role in that too. Because why? Because he likes fighting with Mondani. He thinks it's fun. So this will be, they've got some serious issues here. It can be overcome, but it's going to be based on the economy. Absolutely based on outside of some crazy event. If he drags us into a war in Venezuela for real, and we have boots on the ground, and we have men and women dying, and it's costing us God knows how much, and it turns out to be a giant cluster, then yes, that's not going to help him. That wouldn't help any president. But but outside of those things, I mean, it's just still always about the economy. It's the economy, stupid. And we've talked about this before. When you're winning, all the other stuff, no matter how bad it is inside of a locker room. So if you're in a locker room and your team is crushing it on the field, even if they don't get along, even if they can't stand each other, that stuff stays in the locker room. Why is that? Because we're winning. But when things start to go wrong, when the winning slows down or stops, those grievances get out of the locker room and they get louder. And the peripheral things, the being asked every day, Trump did this or Trump did that or Trump says this or Trump threatens this person over here or Trump does that, that becomes annoying and then it becomes a problem. So we're going to, watch for those things because that frustration will lead people to start to pull it. They're already they're not looking for the exit. I've talked to a couple Republicans, but they're trying to figure out what's next. We talked about it yesterday. It's like, MAGA, what's next for us? Because they recognize without Trump, there's not a clear leader. There isn't. So, what's the next pivot that they make? How do you position yourself? Because he's not going to be that focal point that takes the slings and arrows and fights everything. I don't know what's next for them. But you win the economy, you'll have another 2 years to figure it out. You don't win the economy, and, think about, we talk about the lame duck side of things, because you're really next year, by the middle of next year, he's kind of a lame duck. Even if everything was normal, that's kind of what it is. They're planning, okay, what do we do from here? People already, they're already jockeying. You saw Ted Cruz jockeying to be president, and you're going to see what's going to happen, right? We're moving in this direction or that direction. But if things aren't great next year, and I think they will be, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll turn around in the summer. I think we're going to have a slowdown. That's just nature. It's cyclical, and I think, we're going to have a bit of a pullback. And that's just a normal kind of thing that we should have had. We should have had a long time ago. The run we've had and the amount of money they've thrown at it, the quantitative easing and stuff, we should have had a slowdown by now. And I don't really count COVID as a recession because that had nothing to do with economics the way that you would normally think about it. It had all to do with a pandemic. So I think things will be fine. And I think it'll be good, somewhat to take a step back, maybe normalize some stuff, get feet again, and then take off. So it's not all doom and gloom, but there's no doubt, though, that if we get into April, maybe May, and things aren't good, people have started to make that decision. And then, if he ends up losing the House or the Senate, if things got really bad, both, it's just going to be nonstop impeachment. That's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to impeach him so fast. It'll be impeachment. It'll be investigation after investigation. And that's 2 years of a lame duck because the lame duck normally it's like Matt and I've talked about this. It's kind of like when you're a short timer. You know, you're going on vacation next week and you got some stuff to do, but you're really not bothered. That's kind of what it would normally be like. But this is going to be different because it'll be investigation after investigation. And it'll be all of the things that we saw before with Russia. And that's why he needs to win this. All right, coming up, still got a lot of stuff. Crazy story. We're going to do it at the beginning of the next hour of AI and toys, which is so, it's so bizarre, as our good friends would say. What's the name of the band? OME? How bizarre. I forgot the name of them. Already, Bell. Gronk had gone haywire. Did you see what Gronk did today? Gronk went
Tell
nuts.
somebody to kill themselves?
No. Gronk boast the stuff it said about, like, what's his name? Several people, but Elon in particular, he's the greatest lover on earth. Like all of this, it started saying and he's fitter and a better athlete than LeBron James. And it's, I think you'd say that's delusional. Indeed. All right, coming on up, evolution taking place. We'll talk a little bit about that, among other things. Reach out to us across all of our social media. We're on Rumble. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on X. We're on Facebook. And you can follow me as well, at Chad Benson Show. This is the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk, 99 cents. Evolution, baby. It's happening right in front of us. Trash pandas.
You think of evolution, you think of tiny changes taking place over thousands, maybe millions of years, right? Well, right now, scientists say, we might be seeing one species evolve in real time. Raccoons, they say, are getting cuter. Researchers at the University of Arkansas in Little Rock say they're noticing a difference between rural raccoons who feed on fruits and vegetables and crayfish versus their urban cousins who feed on, well, mainly our trash. In areas like Seattle, they say, raccoon snouts are getting measurably shorter with every passing generation. Our trash pandas are getting little button noses. Why would that be? Well, these researchers say snout shortening is usually the first sign of domestication.
Domesticating themselves. Shorter snout. Think about little dogs that have little tiny snouts. The shorter the snout, the cuter they are. They're becoming pets. They're becoming pets. They're friendly. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
It's those little smush faces, man.
It is. It is. You know,
they're adorable.
When you go and you look outside and there's like 5 or 6 of them, they all kind of stand up and look at you, and it's like a whole bunch of little hamburglers looking at you. You're like, this is pretty cool. But you're starting to see it, and that's the evolution of something is happening right there. The trash pandas are becoming pets. I love it.
They're very smart.
Oh, they're so smart.
Incredibly intelligent.
They are, well, their whole, because they're always go, go, go. They're always looking for ways to, the way that they go and, like, especially getting into trash cans, getting things to do, they look at everything like a puzzle. Because they're trying to figure out, what can I do to get into whatever this is that I need to get into, even if I don't need to get into, I want to.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the other thing is they got hands.
They've got little hands.
It's not 3, it's not 4. They got the whole thing.
They just can't touch their finger to their thumb.
Yeah, they can't do that. No, that's not quite the thing they could do, but they got little hands. And like you said, they're so damn cute.
I want one of them and an otter. I'd love to have an otter.
Yeah, otters. Small clawed otters, what you want. Small clawed. You don't want to. River otters are the worst.
River otters are?
River otters, if you're in the river and you see several river otters, you're done for. They get, 6 feet long? And they do. They will attack humans, and they'll tear you up.
I don't want one of them.
No, you want small clawed otters. I can get you one. If you want. Let me see here. I think I can get you one. Let's see what we got going on here with my friend.
Can you get me a baby otter that will stay a baby?
The small claws, they don't get very big. Let's see here. Let's see what he's got. My buddy's got
I
stuff.
just let him live in the bathtub.
What does he have? He's got raccoons for sale. Yeah. He does. He's got prairie dogs. He's got, Asian small clawed otter. Right now, you can pre-order. And these feet bottle fed right now. If you want them, bottle fed. So, they're so cute, though.
They are, man.
They are so cute.
They squeak.
Yes. Beep. They are so cute.
Have you seen the clips of the mother otter with the baby? She's on her back. She's floating on her back, holding her baby otter up out of the water. And it's like she's hugging it.
Yeah.
And it's just falling asleep.
Isn't that, yeah? Because it's so awesome, isn't it? Have you seen it when they sleep next to each other on their backs and they hold little hands? Yeah. It's so cute. That's why I don't get stressed out on the internet. Because I'm going to watch an otter video and it's going to make me laugh.
That or capybaras.
Oh, capybaras are the great. I want to go. You know, there's a capybara place in Florida where you can go. It's like a cafe.
Just hang out with
them? Hang. They got a lot of them in Japan. You just go inside and there's a whole bunch of capybaras. No. A dream, baby. All right, coming up. AI crazy toy. What? I think the Ukraine's has some issues coming this week. We'll talk a bit about that, among other things. If you miss any of the shows, shame on you. Grab that podcast. Hour number 2, Chad Benson Show, straight ahead.
Shame.